What's up guys, it's Red back once again, and today we are talking about some new information that has come out that I think may be supporting some of the leaks that are currently going around for Pokemon Sword and Shield. So let's start off with the new info first and then go back and look at the leaks themselves. So as you probably have already heard, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution will be one of the next movies in the Pokemon franchise, and it's going to be coming out over the summer. Now a trailer was released today showing us what to look forward to, and it seems like it's going to be very much a remake of the first Pokemon movie from all the way back in 1999. Now odds are this is not going to be a one-for-one remake, and there are going to be some alterations and changes here or there, and one of those changes may tie into some of the leaks that have surfaced. Now this promotional image for the movie has been surfacing today showing these keychains that I assume you may be getting for attending the movie or maybe some other method. However, the interesting part is that you will see those two Mewtwo's there have hidden boxes or question marks next to them, and the text underneath them reads Armored Mewtwo. Now that might sound familiar to you right there depending on what you've seen. So let's look at the leak that all of this may tie into. The leak was posted on 4chan on the 21st of February, so almost a week before the direct took place. You'll notice they called both the names as well as the region correctly. Now initially I was one of the people thinking that calling those two things in particular didn't really mean that much. For a long time now, the UK was rumored to be the region and was heavily speculated by many people, and Sword and Shield have been common guesses I've seen been going around along with King and Queen. So those two things alone I didn't think lent too much credibility to it, but with this new revelation for this promotional keychain stuff, it really lent help to the rest of the leak, which as you can see mentions specifically Armored Evolutions as well as Armored Mewtwo in particular, along with Armored Charizard, Armored Flygon, and Armored Zeraora. So this is looking like it could be happening. I don't see why Mewtwo's forms would be hidden otherwise if it was just something like a callback to the armor he wore in the original movie. This very much gives off the feel of a new thing that Pokemon will be implementing, and they're building hype for it. Now this isn't something abnormal for Pokemon either. Keep in mind that the Genesect movie was where we got a first look at Mega Evolution, even though at the time we didn't know what it was until the Pokemon World Championships came around, where they showed off Mega Lucario and Mega Kangaskhan and gave it its official name. And remember Pokemon Origins, where they showed off Mega Charizard X as well in the same vein. So Game Freak has done stuff like this before with movies, even going all the way back to Lucario. He made his official debut in the movie before even being in a game as well. So this kind of stuff does happen with Pokemon from time to time. Now this whole talk of armor brings forth another possibility that is from a completely separate leak. It's that evolution you've probably seen floating around for Scorbunny. Again, something I initially dismissed because in all honesty it kind of looked like a Digimon more so than a Pokemon, but given everything that's happened now, we have to really consider this a possibility. If Armored Evolution is indeed a thing, you can almost rest assured they would incorporate it in the new starter Pokemon, and with all this evidence now pointing at armor actually being in, it may be time to start pointing at this concept art as a realistic option for Scorbunny's evolution line. Now the leak itself, the earliest date I've tracked it back to was June 4th, 2018 on 4chan. I don't know if it made its debut before then or not. Now people have tried criticizing this image a few ways, pointing out the trainer used in the back for the concept art is actually the Sun and Moon trainer. But honestly, when a new generation of Pokemon is coming into its own, what do you think is one of the first things that it's worked on? I would probably say the starter Pokemon and their evolution lines. Something like trainer models probably comes way later down the line, as they are a lot easier to do in concept. So it would make sense given the context that this picture probably came from an incredibly early point in design. They might have still been using the previous trainer model for scaling purposes, so there is a good explanation as to why that trainer could be used. And as for the Instagram and Facebook handles that are in the bottom of the page, I mean, let's be honest, anyone could have slapped that on there. We don't even know where the original image came from for sure, so it's not hard for someone to throw something like that on the image to try and gain some followers. Either way, I think now that we have this promotional image for these keychains, it's definitely possible that armor of some sort may be involved in this generation of Pokemon. And this image of Scorbunny's evolution just seems to match up so well with the armor theme. And just aesthetically, just look at it. Things like the facial structure, it just really seems to match up with Scorbunny. The same eye coloring and the cheeks look incredibly similar as well. That kind of stuff would be such a coincidence for it to be matching up as well as it does. The color scheme could have been anything, but it just so happens to match up color-wise and face-wise. Seems like too much of a coincidence honestly at this point when you bring in this other armor stuff. So circling back around to the first leak, if it does end up being real given all the evidence at hand, it would mean that our legendaries are apparently going to be a metal snake and a wooden horse. Now personally, I'm having a hard time trying to imagine just how cool those Pokemon would look, but I'm sure they could figure something out, right? So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how all of this plays out. But that brings us to the end of this video, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on these new updates and how they could tie into the leak itself and possibly give these leaks credibility. My previous videos are on screen right there. Check them out if you have some time. My social media links down in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe for more future content. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.